Hi, I'm Yashni, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and stuff they're sharing around the world on Newsfeed today. Closing the wealth gap by changing sexist economies to empower women. A new report provides shocking statistics about global economic inequality. It has the ghost, the food and the scare factor, but the Turkish version of Halloween is a little different. The smile and the hug that has tongues wagging after the Screen Actors Guild Awards. And these doggos go off script at a Hollywood award show. It's tough being a woman, and apparently even more difficult if you're from Africa. The latest report from Oxfam says the world's 22 wealthiest men have more money than all the women in Africa. That's 326 million women over the age of 20 on the continent. It's no wonder Oxfam says inequality is fueled by sexism. The international aid group wants to help close the gap between the rich and the poor, especially when it comes to girls and women. It says government should be taking real action to help women who are often underpaid and overworked. Faisal takes a look.
From Chile to Lebanon, Venezuela to Sudan, Iran, Iraq, and even Pakistan, in the past year, anger over rising prices and cuts to public services has spilled onto the streets. A study by international charity Oxfam says it is for one simple reason: economic inequality is out of control.
Let's not make any mistakes. This is not happening by chance. This is happening because we have created a system which is favoring the billionaires. It is lining the pockets of those billionaires and at the expense of poor and ordinary citizens.
The report contains some startling findings on the gap between rich and poor, which continues to grow every year. It has found 2,000 billionaires have more wealth than a combined 4.6 billion people, and the world's richest 1% have more than twice as much wealth as 6.9 billion people. The report also argues that economic inequality is built on gender inequality, such as the 22 richest men have more wealth than all the women in Africa, and the value of unpaid care work by women aged 15 and over is $10.8 trillion annually. The report comes as leaders gather in Davos, Switzerland for the annual World Economic Forum. Oxfam is warning if they don't act now, things will get far worse.
And we need to recognize at this moment, across the world, there is a narrative of anger. People are coming onto the streets and they're essentially asking, do we need billionaires in this world? And that's the critical question that World Economic Forum should try and answer.
Oxfam says the responsibility lies with governments, that they need to do more to provide high-quality universal public services, which can be funded by cracking down on tax dodging and ensuring fairer taxation, especially on corporations and the richest individuals' wealth, which Oxfam says is often undertaxed.
Let's have a look now at some other things that caught our eye on social media.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option.
This was Prince Harry's first public engagement since the announcement that he'd struck a deal with his grandmother to step out of the royal spotlight. Harry and Meghan will be paying their own way from now on, and they want to repay the money spent on renovations to their home in the UK. One of our favourite gingers has certainly faced a lot of criticism since first announcing he'd be stepping back from royal duties. But now that he won't be on the dole, so to speak, maybe that criticism has been nipped in the bud, and Harry, Meghan and baby Archie can live a quiet life. But I doubt the British media will let their favourite clickbait headline go quietly. Kim Kardashian is trying to change America's justice system. Yes, you heard correctly. Meet Kim the activist. The reality star addresses her country's mass incarceration problem in a new documentary due out in April. She looks at the cases of 4 people she believes have been given unfair sentences. Kim's been interested in this issue since helping to free Alice Marie Johnson in 2018. Johnson had been serving a life sentence for a drug offense and was released thanks to campaigning from Kim. Good on you, Kim, using your star power to make a real difference. It's estimated that 1 in 3 women and girls will experience gender-based violence in their lifetime. It's a shocking and frightening statistic. But one woman right here in Istanbul is taking matters into her own hands. She's giving women the tools to fight back and empower themselves. Reyhan explains.
Women should be friends and should be close to each other all the time. I don't know, I had a really bad experiences in my past.
Take a look at these people who are helping women to protect themselves against potential violence. Because unfortunately, violence against women and girls is among the most widespread and devastating human rights abuses in the world. And global figures are very depressing as well. This could happen to your sister, your mother, your best friend, or even to yourself. That's why, please do try these at home.
Now we'll meet Şebnem, who will teach us basic self-defense. Şebnem works at the last round and volunteers to teach self-defense lessons for women.
Okay, Şebnem, what happens if someone I don't know tries to come very close to me?
Okay, at first you need to control the distance, okay? Where he's come from to you. My first point is the knee. You can push the knee. You can kick the knee. When I come to you, don't close to you. Come in and kick. Okay, one more. Okay, see?
So let's say someone came to me and tried to choke me. What happens then?
Okay, when someone tries to choke you, it means touching process is already started. At first, you need to close the distance and you have to control with this distance, okay? I close here and with all my body weight, I'm down, making you down. I'm not waiting here, I am here, and after that, if that opens, then I will go. Now I'm here. And go.
Okay, in the first 2 moves, we saw the attacker coming, but what happens if someone comes from behind and we don't even see the attacker?
In this case, you have to stack your upper body or down body. Depends on the attacker. Let me show you. Now I'm here. I try to grab you, I try to keep you. Okay. Now, when you are here, at first you need to move your hip just a little. Just make a place for punch me. We call this hammer fist, just like hammer, you know. Mm-hmm. Use your hand, make a fist, and this, and I try to punch, and I have to run.
I had a great experience learning basic self-defense. Now we'll meet the good heart behind this project.
I'm doing this for free because there's a saying, kadın kadının kurdudur. And I don't believe in that. I believe that women should be friends and should be close to each other all the time. And I don't know, I had a really bad experiences in my past, in physical, in verbal. So I believe and I know that most of the women around me get harassed by so many people around themselves. And I can feel them. I can see it in their eyes, and I want to help them. And I believe that because if I help them, they will help another woman. It will be a chain reaction. That's what I believe.
Dressing up as a ghost, eating tasty treats, and scaring people. Sounds like a popular American tradition, right? Well, yes, but here in Turkey, this celebration is a little different. Take a look.
O zaman yiyeceğim, sizin şansınız yok. Bocuk!
People come from everywhere to Bocuk, like from Istanbul, Kırklareli and Edirne. The main reason people are here is to have fun, rather than getting scared. Tonight we're going to eat pumpkin dessert, put on white sheets and scare the villagers.
Biz de börek yaptık. Kabak böreği yaptık.
Yes, we baked pumpkin pastries. We will be there for the celebrations. It's a tradition to cook pumpkin food, and we give them to people who come to the door.
Let's go around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Monday. Now, Facebook has been forced to apologize after a rather vulgar mistake on its application when translating Burmese to English. Myanmar's Aung San Suu Kyi wrote about the Chinese president's historic visit to the country, but on Facebook, Xi Jinping's name came up as a swear word. Embarrassing and offensive, a big oopsie from Mark Zuckerberg's company. Africa's richest woman allegedly used nepotism, corruption and exploitation to make her money. Isabel dos Santos is worth $2.1 billion, but an investigation by a network of journalists say she stole public funds. The 46-year-old is the daughter of Angola's former president, José Eduardo dos Santos. Accusers say her wealth has come at the expense of millions of her countrymen and women, most of whom live below the poverty line. Al Chapo's family is cashing in on his name. His daughter has launched a new beer featuring the infamous drug lord's image. It's not the first time Al Chapo's relatives have used his reputation to sell products. His wife has a fashion line licensed by the convicted criminal. Many people are calling them out, though, saying they're glorifying crime, especially in a country like Mexico, where drug wars are an everyday, deadly reality. It was another big night for the Hollywood award season, but it was the interaction and reaction from two of the world's biggest stars that had the internet abuzz. Lila has more.
Brad Pitt won a Screen Actors Guild Award this weekend for his performance in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But this was what most people were talking about: a reunion with JenniferAniston. It wasn't the only moment the two, who divorced in 2005, shared.
Let's be honest, it was a difficult part. A guy who gets high, takes his shirt off, and doesn't get on with his wife.
Perhaps a dig at his relationship with Angelina Jolie. Whatever it was, it certainly went down well with Jen.
This is so unbelievable.
Then there was this, Brad dropping everything backstage to watch Jen's acceptance speech. And the internet loved it all. But don't read too much into it. The two are just friends, and it seems Brad still hasn't found Miss Right.
I gotta add this to my Tinder profile.
Well, just ahead of those SAGAwards, some animals were doing stuff that they shouldn't have. Now, the stars rolled out the silver carpet, but it was these dogs who really stole the show. They got a little ahead of themselves, but eventually fell back into line like the good boys they are and carried out their dutiful roles. I guess the old Hollywood adage is true in this case: never work with children or animals. But with faces like these, it's really difficult to resist. That's all from the Newsfeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions at Yash Paddy. You'll find us 24/7 on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. I'll see you again tomorrow.